relevant at times.
Okay, so
If,
go
if,
Claude
if,
instead.
yeah, if you really want to counter your high loss, you just go Valier.
Uranus.
Your team is picking.
Remember, and
Yeah.
whenever I try to use Akai, I would just get annoyed because everyone has Purify, and that's
Yeah.
how it works.
And instead of the Akai, they picked up Claude to go with the Uranus,
Your team
which kind of makes you think that carry is there you go. The carry is going to be automatically picked up by GALAXIUS main as well. It makes a lot of sense against the Uranus, but more than anything else, the fact that you have secured your marksman now before the second phase of picks makes it so that you will not be totally countered by your opponents. I want to understand why SINAG Pilipinas actually went for the Claude instead of the carry first. Perhaps because they want to take advantage of the range that the Claude has and its innate ability to burst down opponents to go with the Selena. So, and it's also a decent laner, so that's probably why they went for it instead of the carry.
And Wolf, one of the things that you have to consider for Claude is
picking.
its actual AoE damage. It gives you an edge in terms of team fights, and sometimes you don't really get that from certain marksmen.
Absolutely.
So
there's
there's this thing that you need to think about Claude, that not every marksman can deal AoE damage.
That's right. And carry is uniquely very good in 1v1 fights. Claude, though, is the exact opposite. There it is. The Valier going to be considered in maybe as an answer for the high loss, but they go Atlas Angela instead.
Is picking.
So this is Selena on the side lanes. Are they really going to go Kimmy? I don't think so. They need a mage. They need a mage for GALAXIUS main.
Are they really gonna go for this? This is really, risky. This is very risky.
No, it won't make sense. Oh my goodness. Okay, so
they just go for it.
I don't like it against the Uranus, let alone against the Atlas, and then you put it with the Angela all together. This Kimmy is gonna get jumped. And I don't think that the Hylos will have enough tanking capability to secure this Kimmy. But with the Angela and the Claude combo, Uranus, you just put everything. Even the Selena is not gonna have a problem with the Kimmy. I hope that GALAXIUS main knows something in the mechanics of Mobile Legends that is beyond our knowledge, because this game really looks bad for Kimmy, at least from my perspective.
Yeah, they're probably aiming to get the early objectives, just pad out till the carry gets his Raptor Machete to the end of this battle and just go from there. And they're probably thinking that Claude will take a lot of he takes quite some time to go online, especially without the funnel mechanic that's happening. So they're trying to outscale in a way, I think.
Yeah.
I think if it doesn't really go that way, I don't know the idea behind this, but I just feel that they want to outscale the Claude and they want to get the early objectives, and this is the only way that they do it.
And hopefully that will make sense in the future so that we will have more knowledge, more understanding of the meta. This is a double marksman lineup. We know that before it worked, but there was a huge time in the lore of Mobile Legends where it didn't. And it's also true right now. Maybe, just maybe, they can show us something else, but we know that it's not gonna work. Hopefully we're wrong.
Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does for their team.
Okay.
Yeah, and let's see how will they do this. Kronos here will still be the one who gets the buff, and they. I mean, okay. Here's the thing. The funnel mechanic is nerfed, but it still works, and it wasn't removed from the game because the thing is removed isn't really synonymous to nerf.
Yeah, nerfed doesn't mean removed. That's right.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's see how this will happen as they go for the steal on the orange buff. Nicely done coming out from SINAG. And this means that this Kimi is gonna struggle. I mean, this double marksman setup is as greedy as it gets. And they're not getting the better end of the deal with this.
And wait till these members from the side of SINAG Pilipinas just get their hands on their ultimates. They're 100% gonna force a lot of fights.
Yeah. You know what, Butters? I want to mention something. This is by 1 minute 40. The lead when it comes to EXP is already at 1,000. That means that there's 2 level 4 heroes for blue side, which is SINAG, and no one else close from GALAXIUS main. And if we actually like fast forward maybe 30 minutes or a minute from 30 seconds or a minute from now, you can expect that SINAG Pilipinas will just overwhelm GALAXIUS main with so much EXP and so much control of the match. So this is the main reason why we always say double marksman can't work.
For a time it did.
For a time it did. That's right. But here now,
No,
not gonna happen.
It's not really the best thing to do because you're gonna be needing a lot of gold for that. And remember how fast MLBB is in terms of games. Daddy Obsidian here still at level 2. They don't really know how to bail him out from this. Kimi can't do anything. If that was any kind of mage in a way, it could have dealt significant amount of damage or could have scared off the enemy team. But the Kimi doesn't really scare anything. Like,
It's not a threat.
It scares you. It's a threat in terms of pushing, but in terms of you not being near your tower or turret, and you chasing for him, you would chase for him 100%.
Maybe if this was like how to say this, like a creamy grok that can push, maybe that's a threat. But this is a double marksman setting wherein your Kimi either popped off or not. It's always the extreme. It's never in the middle. It's never lukewarm. It's just hot or cold, and it's definitely cold when it comes to like firepower coming out from the Kimi. As they know, jump in and want to steal this buff. The jumping from Uranus. Look at how confident this Uranus is with the Angela on him, I mean, and that's gonna be export to go down with a long range assault. They take out the Uranus. But this means that the Claude will be able to farm the purple buff belonging once again to the blue side. With the retribution in this Claude, this means that this guy will just farm straight up. And they go for more. They want to go for the second round of the orange buff. Retribution is no longer available for Cronus, but with the control that they have, they will be able to steal it off. Nicely done once again, coming out from SINAG Pilipinas, taking everything away from GALAXIUS main.
This is not working out for their side, and let's talk about having free reign. We talked about it for quite some time, but right now Denver and the others, Denver really aggressive, just stacking up 2 tower shots, and he will just go face to face with that X-Borg, and realizing that he doesn't have enough HP left, he's gonna go in, and they catch out Popol, and Popol did put himself in that position. Purify is there, Zenki still trying to get away, Garrote is there. Those are 2 charges on that dash, but Chronos here trying to control everything. Luris pathway won't even matter as Solu and the others chase for Titanium, and Titanium here. Whoa!
Purify gonna be forced out. In comes the dash coming out from the Selena. Gonna be punished though. Far too deep. Did not respect the fact that Purify is gonna be there. But onto the bottom part of the map, Uranus. You know it's good when the Uranus is this confident. I'm playing a lot of Uranus, and I cannot be this confident against the X-Borg. But with a level advantage over the X-Borg right now, even under the turret, he's really not afraid at all.
Yeah,
And bullying the X-Borg at this point is just immaculate from the Uranus.
Yeah. And he has avarice, so he knows that he will always
That's
get the longer edge of the stick if it really happens and he dies. Because the thing about it is, he's really confident that there's no death or kill potential right now for the X-Borg, and he's just chasing. And the X-Borg is put in the illusion that he's damaging him, but at the same time, you're really the one getting hurt, and he's the one getting the gold.
Exactly. It's not like the Uranus is threatened at all. This is just because of the lead that they have supplied out. Solo taking so much damage, and the control is there. Nicely juggled, honestly, coming out from GALAXIUS main. And carry, we were talking about the Kimi not getting the farm, but I think that Zenki, his carry, is at least getting a little bit of a good time. And we were talking about the Kimi, and there goes the Kimi.
Okay, Kronos just focusing on the turrets, and it will be a turret fiesta for them. There's a kill after kill happening here, and they cannot answer this. Kronos is having a good time. He's really having a good time playing this, and
absolutely.
I've heard, Wolf, that a new hero was released.
Yeah,
it was Yuzhong.
Yeah,
Yuzhong.
But it's not yet available in professional setting. I think. By the way, apart from the new hero, I just have to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Future Secured, the dog himself. Hello. Hello.
He's watching.
Yep. Remember, doggy. It's the scene is not dead.
The scene is not dead.
Yeah.
And Future Secured.
Future Secured.
Right. Future Secured because we have RGL. Okay.
That's right.
Kronos just having the time of his life. Obsidian on the other hand, they're just trying to control this messy situation.
Yeah.
Almost 10k goal lead here, going to the side of SINAG Pilipinas, Koray and the others. They're just having fun with this. Yep. And look at Kronos, he's just free reign over the turrets.
Dude, this is literally future secured for Kronos. I think that he has farmed for at least 2 more games now with the Golden Staff and the Demon Hunter Sword, making us feel like there's no nerf at all for the Claude. This massive movements coming out from SINAG Pilipinas allows this Claude to be this confident, as well as this Uranus, who is taking so much damage already from GALAXIUS main, but still comes out alive because of Blazing the Window. The dive coming up from the Claude. It is not the 2 marksmen of GALAXIUS main, and it's already over. I think triple kill from the Claude. Can they get more? Angela Claude combination. They dive deep and they have so much damage. Mania, can they get the savage? Yes, he can. Kronos, future secured.
Well played.
And that is probably a highlight that you need to look at for at YouTube later. Okay, but I mean, SINAG Pilipinas, they had the upper hand ever since the draft happened. I mean, Kimi is a good hero, but you can't really just put the Kimi in any lineup. She's not that strong anymore, and I don't know, man. I feel bad for GALAXIUS because they could have, they played well game number 1. And they could have had a chance to, make it work for game number 2. But they just went for that Kimi pick, and that really won't work right now.
I think that GALAXIUS main has a different understanding of the patch and the recent patch and the meta we have now. I'm not saying that there's an established meta already, but what SINAG just did is just to study the patch, know what works and what doesn't, and just pick up from where they left off in the previous patch. And that means even if that meant that you don't really go for like 100% funnel, but you still get the funnel aspect in a way that you still put all of your eggs in that basket, which is Kronos, with the help of Solo. It's a pretty standard, it's a textbook thing that they did, and GALAXIUS tried to go for a flavorful for a spicy recipe, but the cookbook says that the go-to stuff is on the side of SINAG, and unfortunately it did not favor GALAXIUS main at all. I know that they're trying to be cheeky, I know that they're trying to be different or creative about it, but double marksman unfortunately doesn't have a place in this meta. But maybe a double marksman can exist, but not this Kimi lineup against this kind of composition from SINAG. I think Butters, we were so critical about this Kimi that we know that it's not gonna work just because of the heroes available for the opponents. And it did happen.
And I mean, there's nothing wrong with being this critical about a pick because
Yep.
it really just showed itself. And I mean, if we didn't really, address it earlier, then there might have been more expectations for them to win. Because the thing about it is, season 2, we did see a lot of Kimi mage
Yeah.
builds, but ever since then, the scaling just went down. It got nerfed and got nerfed and got nerfed, and physical Kimi became a thing. And right now, hybrid damage isn't really the way to go at times.
That's right.
You really need to think about how you would, place your damage, because you can never say that a mage or like the mid lane, or let's say a marksman can be a mage just because he has hybrid damage.
That's right.
Sometimes you really have to put
Like an
some
actual
priorities.
mage.
Yes, an actual mage, because